Can you guys hear me, guys? Could you give me a quick yes in the chat window if you can hear me fine? Great, thank you guys. Welcome back. And let's continue our journey, guys. Let's see what we have today. Okay. So yesterday we briefly discussed about the numpys, guys. NumPy is a package for arrays and matrices. And we have looked at a few techniques. Some of them are advanced techniques and things like that. We will also go ahead and check out some more data structures which have similar functionality and similar kinds of features, and we'll try to understand and simplify them, guys. Okay. Today we're going to be starting with tuples, and let's try to dig into it and try to understand what they are. So let's see. Here are tuples. They're similar to list. If you recall, list is something. It acts like a tray of cups or a tray of objects or a group of objects. You can go ahead and change the objects in a list, whereas a tuple is immutable. Immutable means you cannot change it, guys. Okay. So in other words, let's come back here. This back here. Blank this one. Here's a quick example, guys. Think of this as a group of numerical data. Oops, pardon me. Say undo that. Start with this one. So here is a tray, and let's say we have 1 and a 2 and a 3. This is a list. Inside the list, you can go ahead and change this 1 to, let's say, oops, come here. You can change that to a 4. But imagine a tray where you have a group of items. Let's say choose this one. And what is special about it? If you try to change this to 4, it immediately gives you an error. Or in other words, it does not change it. It puts it back to 1. What is special about this one? This is similar to a list, but the only change is you cannot modify it. You cannot change the items. You cannot remove, you cannot add, you cannot do anything. What is that? That is a tuple. It is similar to list. It is immutable. Immutable means something which cannot be changed. If you have some configuration files which you need to load, which you don't change, we can go ahead and load them up into tuples, tuple objects, guys. We'll see that. Generally, the syntax is A, B, C. They're comma separated values, and you can also give the normal brackets for a tuple. That is also what we'll see in a bit, guys. Okay, so let's see. Back here, back to a Jupyter. Jupyter, if you recall, is nothing but the web IDE, guys. Come back here, and let's see. Back here. So here we go. Tuples and sets. Start with a list object. Recall it has a square bracket. Here's a simple list with 3 items, 3 objects, 3 numerical items, guys. And now if you say list of 0, remember Python follows a 0 based index equal to 4, and then say list, notice 1 has changed to 4. So what is this? List is something which can be changed, which can be modified. So you can also put list of 0 equals to Nescafe. Also put coffee cups, or more precisely textual data. Take a look at list. 1, 2, 3 we have Nescafe 2 and 3. But let's come back here. Here's a tuple. That's how we create a tuple, and let's see how it looks like. So there is 1, 2, 3. And what is special about tuple, guys? Now you try to modify t of 0. You want to get the first index, and you want to put, let's say, Nescafe. Cool. Notice it gives you an error. It says object item does not support item assignment. In other words, that's assignment. It's not supporting it. Sometimes the Python error messages might be misleading. They are probably not as straightforward as they should be. But here, more precisely, it is saying, hey, what's it indicating? It's saying you cannot modify this group of objects. That's a tuple object. Let's come back here. Take a look at length. If you recall, length is telling you how many objects are in that tray. There are 3 objects. As simple as that. Okay. Then we have, take a look at this. Another tuple. We have a textual data and a numerical data. In other words, it is also heterogeneous. You can have textual data and numerical data as simple as that. And let's see now one more time. What do we do? Here is the first item, coffee. And we are now trying to put t of 0 equals to, let's say, we'll try to put a t inside it will give you an error. Why? Because it doesn't support the modification. This is called immutability, guys. Let's say come back here. And gentlemen, ladies, can you give me a quick yes? Okay, great. Let's see, make a little bit of progress and see type of T. If you recall, type will tell you the data type. There it is. It's a tuple object. Okay, guys, these are the fundamental data types. These are your fundamental weapons, basic weapons of Python. Let's see what's different here. Here is a tuple again, 145. Notice what we are using. We're using a normal bracket, 145. Let's see. Now take a look at this, guys. What's happening is we're going to remove the normal bracket. And notice we're saying tuple 0. We're creating another tuple. Now notice what happens is when you have a group of objects which are comma separated, even though you do not give explicitly the bracket, the normal bracket, which is this one and this one, what Python is internally doing is it's creating an immutable tray. Okay, so in other words, let's see if we can simplify it, guys. Let's say, come back here. When we are creating a tuple, let us say we create a tray. Oops. Create a tray. 3 items inside it. There's a 1, there's a 2, and a 3. This is a tray. So now, what is this? Well, this is where we are using normal bracket and open bracket, so that is good. But when it looks like you're just creating a 1, 2, and a 3, 1, 2, 3 with a comma separated, what is happening is behind the scenes, it's putting them inside a tray by default. And this tray is immutable. You cannot modify it. What is that? That's a tuple. So what did we do? We just gave a comma separated values. It put them into a tray. You put them into a tray, guys. So that is slightly special about it. Everybody with me? Quick yes, please. Okay, let's see what else we have. Now take a look at this, guys. One more time, we're explicitly putting a normal bracket, 1, 2, coffee. So again, a heterogeneous data there, textual and numerical data. And we'll try to create a tuple. Same thing. And what are these aspects, guys? Here, more than understanding logically, try to understand them as a syntax. There's nothing logical here, or more than logically, it is more of a syntax that we are trying to understand, guys. It's a method. How you work with the Python is becoming more important. Now take a look at this, guys. Here is what is called an empty tuple. Let's see if this works. Here's tuple 3. If you look at what is inside tuple 3, notice it's an empty tray. You just created an empty tray. That is what is empty tuple. But let's say, come here. You say, hey, what is the type of this one? It should give you a tuple. That's a tuple. What is tuple? Tuple means it's an immutable list. Another way to think of it. Now take a look at this, guys. Here is, we're calling the name as tuple 4 and we're putting coffee, which is textual data. Let's see, take a look at this, tuple 4. Now if you ask it, what is the type of tuple 4? Notice it says it's a string, it's not a tuple. What is this one? This is like a variable name. Let's take one of the guys here. Let's say we have Sandeep here. So take a look at this. Here, I can also say, it's like saying Sandeep. Sandeep equals to, let's say, coffee. Okay. Now what is inside Sandeep? Sandeep is an object which has coffee inside it. If you say what is the type of Sandeep, it says it's a string. It's a textual data. So this is not a tuple. Okay, and let's say now take a look at this, guys. Take a look at this. Okay, I think I'm coming to another one. Okay, let me give you another example. I will come back to the tuple 4 equals to coffee in a moment, guys. Stick with me. Now take a look at this. We're calling tuple 5 equals to tuple of AB. Let's say we do this one. We say tuple 5. Notice what we are doing is we have a tray in which we have an A and a B. 2 textual data items. So that's like a list. A list is getting converted to a tuple. We're converting a modifiable tray to an immutable tray, to a tray which cannot be modified. That is what it is. What is this? This is another way of creating a tray. If you have a list, what you're doing is tuple is acting like a function which will take a list and convert it to an immutable tray, guys. That is what is happening. Now take a look at this. Let's come back to tuple 6 equal to Nescafe. So here is tuple 6. So even though we are saying tuple 6, what is tuple 6? Tuple 6 is an object name or a variable name. It's like saying Sandeep equals to Nescafe. Okay. Now, what is this one? Pardon me. Sorry about that, guys. You ask what is the type of tuple 6. One more time it will say, hey, this is string. So come here, this is a string. But take a look at this, guys, the same thing. Now what we are doing is we are saying tuple 6 equal to Nescafe comma. Earlier we had just Nescafe, now we are having Nescafe comma, and now let's say here is tuple 6, and you look at what is inside tuple 6. Notice it is now a tray of a single cup. In other words, let's try to visualize this, guys. Let's come here, say choose this one, put this here. Let's see if I can put it here, put them into one screen. There you go. Let's try to snap this. Choose this, choose this, choose this, and this one. So here, what is happening is, visualize as if we're creating an object. An object is what I'm calling it as coffee, and we're putting Nescafe here. Here's Nescafe. So indirectly, tuple 6 is Nescafe. Okay, you ask it, hey, what is your type? It's saying I'm a textual data. But what is happening is, now notice, this is Nescafe. When we put this comma additional here, what Python is doing is, visualize it's doing something like this. It's creating a tray. Then let's put a cup inside it, which is an object. And then what do? You put Nescafe inside it. So I choose this one, put Nescafe. What's happening? Why is this happening? When you put that comma, that is how Python is working or Python is acting. It is treating it like a tray of a single object or a single cup with a comma. Okay, so now you come here, come down here, you ask what is your type, say tuple 6. Notice it says it's a tuple, it's not a string. Everybody able to follow me, guys? Okay, so that is something slightly special about tuple, and it's more of a syntax that we need to be familiar, guys. These are some of the things that we need to be familiar. And now take a look at this, guys. Now what we are doing is we are explicitly creating a tuple. Explicitly, you're putting the normal brackets, wrapping it around the thing. So you ask what is type. Let's see what comes out here. Tuple 6. Let's see what it is doing. It's giving a string, guys. Even though we have explicitly created no open bracket and this thing, if it doesn't see a comma and if it is only one object, what is it doing? It is treating it as a single object and not as a tray. Even though we have given explicitly that one. Now why is that? Well, that is a little bit of compiler related things and things like that. We don't need to go into that kind of thing. So again, one more time, now we are explicitly, not only are we giving the brackets, we are one more time, just for the sake of discipline, we are putting the comma and wrapping it around what is called open bracket and close bracket. There is a tray. So that becomes, this is acting like a tray of a single object. Whereas this, when you try to trick Python, and even if you put a open bracket and a close bracket, it is acting like a single object. One more time, quick yes please. Are you catching it? If you add comma to it, it is treating it like tray. What tray? A tuple. What's a tuple? An immutable tray. Cool? Good. Let's come back here. Let's see what else we have. So one more time, we have seen this one. You can also do this. Okay. So that's a little bit of tuple, guys. Let's come back to tuples in a bit. Let's see what are dictionaries. Real life dictionaries. Dictionaries are different than others. They're slightly different from the lists and the tuples and the numpy arrays. Okay. So if you go back to a list, it's a tray of different objects. You can have heterogeneous objects, numerical data, textual data. You can have more complex trays inside it and things like that. Tuple is exactly like list, but you cannot modify the items inside it. Okay. Now here comes dictionary. Dictionary is a tray which has keys and values. Okay. So in other words, let's say, come back here. Let's see if we can visualize this one. Come here. Put this. There it is. Here's a list. List is something you have 1, 2, and 3. You can add more items. You can delete the item. You can modify this item. Okay, so in other words, this tray is modifiable. Come back for the sake of tuple. There's a tray, and there's a tray. And now what is special? This is something where at the time, if you create 3 objects inside it, you cannot modify it. The tray cannot be modified. But here comes a dictionary. Let's see what's a dictionary. It's a tray. And what is it? We'll call this as a tray of pens. Okay, so let's say here's a cap and a pen. Okay, and let's say here's another cap, here's another pen, here's another cap and a pen in a friendly way. What is a cap? The cap is called the key and the pen is called the value. Okay, let's try to take a look at another example. Let's do a little bit of cleanup. Visualize, we have, go back here, a Nescafe. Let's say this is Nescafe coffee cup. You have, say, here, here's N-E-S. This is Nescafe. We'll put a cup here. Then you have, let's say, choose this for a brew. Here's a brew. And the last one, we'll call this as sunrise. Let's get sunrise. What is this? We have 3 coffee cups inside this tray. Now let's say there's a waiter going with these 3 cups in a tray. You ask him, what do you ask him? Well, if you say, give me the first cup, okay, what will you get? You will get Nescafe. If you say, so in other words, more precisely, you will ask him, give me the 0 cup. And what will you get? You'll get Nescafe. Okay. The second guy, you ask, or in other words, if somebody tells you, give me the first, second cup, you'll get the brew. And if you say, give me the third cup, you'll get the sunrise. Okay, so let's put back the cups. Now here comes dictionary. Let's say, for sake of simplicity, here's the dictionary. Visualize, here is Nescafe. Here's a Nescafe cup, but below there is a saucer. Okay, and let's say what we have here. Let's say here we say it's coffee. It's coffee here, and what do you have? You have Nescafe here. Then let's say visualize this one. Here's a cup with a brew inside it. It has a saucer. The saucer has a name or a label. Let's say, well, what's brew, guys? Brew is let's call it coffee 2 for the sake of, or a filter coffee. How about that? Here's a filter coffee. It has a label called filter coffee. Then come to sunrise. Here is a cup called sunrise. And what do you have? It has a saucer. And what is the other kinds of coffee, guys, other than filter coffee and normal coffee? Latte. Okay, how about that, guys? Okay, so let's see, here's a latte. We'll call this as, just for the sake of simplicity, like that. So now, this is also a tray which has Nescafe, brew and sunrise. But imagine, a waiter is carrying, what you need to tell him is, if you ask him for coffee, he will give you Nescafe. If you ask him filter coffee, he will give you brew. If you say, give me latte, he'll give you sunrise. What is it? The difference between this tray is you're going by index. You say, give me the first one, second one, third one. Whereas here, you're going by the labels. The labels are called the keys. What is the key? The coffee, the filter coffee, the latte are the keys. And what is inside? Cups. Inside the cups, you have Nescafe, brew and sunrise. That is called the value. In other words, this is called the key, and what is inside it is called the value. This is the key, this is the value. So what is this one? A dictionary is a tray of keys and values is what it is. Okay, so let's get into action. Everybody with me so far? Instant coffee. Good one there. Okay, so let's see. Take a look at this. So for sake of simplicity, we'll call that as a tray of pens. Here's a tray of pens. Cap 1, Reynolds, Cap 2, Parker. What is different here, guys? Notice the syntax. We're using a flower bracket. For list, we used a square bracket. Okay, so here for a list we use square brackets. Then for a tuple we use the normal brackets. Now for a dictionary we're going to use the flower brackets. So tray of pens. Whatever is on the left hand side we call that as a key. This is a value. So this is like the saucer. This is like the cup. This is like the saucer 2. This is like the cup 2 or cap and pen. Okay, so let's see how that looks like. Here it is. So what are we doing? We are separating it by a colon. That's how we need to give. That is one example. Another example, one more time. Take a look at this, guys. Now what we are doing is tuple. We are taking a tuple which has, what we are doing is we are taking this dictionary which is on the top, we are converting it to a tuple. what this is doing. So let's see what happens. Come here, copy this one. Let's run this one. So we're getting only cap 1 and cap 2. In other words, if we come back here, you take this tray, you give it to a tuple, which is acting like a function. What it is doing is, visualize, it's taking this saucer coffee, it's taking this filter coffee, and it's taking the latte from here into whichever keys. Only taking the keys. And what's it doing? It's putting in another tray. Oops, there you go. And what is that? That's a tuple. It's only picking up the keys. Why? Well, that is how it is working. That's what we need to understand. It's more of a syntax, guys. Let's see. Everybody with me, guys? Quick yes. Good. So let's see what else we have, guys. Now, take a look at this one. A is 1, true is 4. Let's see. So key and value. What is that? That looks like a dictionary, but no name. We have created a tray of pens, but we just didn't give a name. Generally not a good practice. You should always name your objects and things like that, guys. Back to tuple one more time. Notice this. For the sake of discipline, we'll convert this dictionary into a tuple. Only the keys are getting picked up. A is a string object, true is a Boolean object. Boolean is true and false, guys. So now come back here. So take a look at this one more time. Tray 1. This is a list object which has 2 Nescafes. Okay, so let me come back here. Dictionary. Let's go one step ahead. So take a look at this, guys. If you open a dictionary, a real world dictionary, and you look at the meaning of decrease, what does it say? It make or become smaller or fewer in size, amount, intensity, or degree. That is a formal definition according to the Oxford Dictionary or whatever those dictionaries are. This is so. What is decrease? Decrease is the key, the word you're looking for. The value is the meaning of it. So key and value. Key is the word you're looking. Value is the name of the definition of that word, is what you can think. Generally, we use a colon to separate the keys and values, and we use a flower bracket. Okay, guys. So that's an example of a dictionary. Let's move on to sets. Okay. Sets. We back in school we have discussed about the Venn diagrams and a little bit of concepts. It is similar to that one, guys. So we have intersection in a mathematical world. We discussed about the intersection. Intersection is join, and we have difference of sets and things like that. In Python also we have similar concepts. We use sets as sets like a Venn diagram, guys. So let's see. We have what we have here. Take a look at this. Here's a list object, 2 Nescafe. We have Nescafe 2 times Taj and Brook Bond. Let's come here. Here it is. And here is tray 2. Tray 2, now notice what we are doing. We are converting a list object into a set. This is a list object, we're converting it to a set. So notice what happens. What happens is, notice Nescafe, which was 2 times, has been removed. What is special about set is, it is also a tray. And what does it do? It removes the duplicates. If there's the same item more than once, it will remove them. It will not allow the duplicates. That is what is a set. Okay, guys. So tray 2. You can also give it like this. Tray 2 equals to set 1 of tray 1. Here we are hard coding. Here these are hard coded, but tray 1 also has these ones. So you're giving the name, and you get Brook Bond, Nescafe, and Taj. Okay. Let's take a look at this one. This is a string object, Avinash. A is there 2 times. Now what does the set do? Say come here. Take a look at this. What it is doing is it has removed the A, which is appearing 2 times, and it has rest of the things. This is just a FYI. I don't mean to go too much into it, but what I want you to kind of have in mind is set is something which will automatically remove the duplicates, guys. As simple as that. That's a little bit about the set. Everybody with me? Quick yes, please. Unique characters. Yes, as simple as that. Okay. Let's move on to another one. So now take a look at this, guys. Keywords and reserved keywords. Take a look at, let's say, here is A equals to 1. What is A? A is an object, name of an object. We have a 1 inside it. Okay, what is A? A is the name of an object. But take a look at AND. Notice the moment I type in AND, what's happening? You try to put equals to 1, Python will complain. Python is giving you an error and saying, no, you cannot do this one. Why? Notice AND is in green color, slightly bold color. Jupyter is recognizing this as a keyword. What is a keyword? Imagine back to Sandeep. Sandeep is a fan of cricket. And what does he do? He joins a team. And he's so much in love with cricket, now he decides he's going to change his name to, let's say, bat or maybe a ball. So let's say the captain of the team is telling, hey, No, you cannot use bat and ball. Bat and ball are reserved for cricket. If you name yourself as bat and ball, or maybe you name yourself as cricket, everybody will get confused. So we don't want you to use the name bat, ball, or cricket. What are they? They are reserved words, reserved keywords in cricket. If you want, you call yourself Salman Khan or Shah Rukh Khan, no problem. But don't call yourself bat and ball. What is that? They are reserved. Just like that, a group of words are reserved. In Jupyter, it gives you, the moment you type in, it gives you a slight indication. Notice, if I remove the D, the green color is gone, the bold color is gone, and there is no problem here. But the moment you type in A and B, it gives you that one. It's turning into green and a little bit of bold. Those are called reserved keywords. Similarly, here is a or. So more precisely, what I was trying to convey is or equals to 1, it will give you an error. That's an example of a reserved keyword, guys. Everybody with me? Quick yes, please. A simple one. We'll not go too much into these simple things, guys. Just forgive me. We'll try to focus on a little bit more complex and a slightly more useful and an important thing, which will give you a full idea, guys. Okay, these things you will automatically pick up even in a real world if you happen to miss them in a greater detail. But let's come back here. So take a look at this, guys. Back to a tray. We have Nescafe, Brew, and Sunrise. So that is a list object, if you recall. Let's create it. Okay, then come here. What are we doing? We're trying to access the first one. So it's like, imagine a waiter is carrying Nescafe, Brew, and Sunrise. You ask him, give me the first cup, he's giving you Nescafe. What is it? In a list object, we use the index to access the cups inside it, is what it is. Now, we are using a dictionary. Here is coffee, is a key, Nescafe is a value, filter and a brew, instant is a sunrise. Take a look at this, guys. So let's see what we have. So this is also like a tray, but with a group of keys and values. What do? If you want Nescafe coffee, or if you want Nescafe, you say coffee. So coffee is like a saucer with a label, or a coffee is like a label, and under that cup is what you visualize. We just looked at that. So what do we do? What we do is we are, let's say, come back here, put this here, choose this one. What we are doing is you go to this tray and you say key and you'll get the value. You say key, you get the value. That is how it is working. That is one of the fundamental weapons of weapons or the data structures that we need to be familiar. Everybody with me, quick yes please. Okay, let's see what else we have. Come back here. Okay, we'll dig a little bit deep. So there it is, waiter 1. He has a coffee, tea, and a green tea. Somebody is saying, hey, give me the first cup. Let's see what he'll get. He'll get the coffee. Again, list is following a zero-based index. Python follows a zero-based index. Here's waiter 2, Nescafe coffee. The same example, we have looked at it. And you say Nescafe, now you'll get coffee. Why Nescafe is acting like the key? Coffee is now the value. Key and a value, guys. That's how you access it. And brew. So now take a look at this, guys. Here is waiter 2 of brew. You're asking the waiter, give me brew. What do you get? You get filter coffee. So imagine that is filter coffee. You say brew, you're getting filter coffee. Okay? But take a look at this. Filter, we're changing it to, for the sake of simplicity, instead of a filter, we're changing it to filter coffee. We'll come here. Change this to filter coffee. And now go back to the tray or the dictionary and look. Instead of filter, it has filter coffee. So what is happening? We have just modified whatever was inside brew. Inside brew, we had a filter. We modified it to filter coffee, which means a dictionary is modifiable. You can modify the values inside it, is what is the meaning of it. Okay? Before, okay, now take a look at this. What do we have? Sunrise. If somebody says sunrise, you'll get an instant coffee. But what are we changing? We're changing it to frappe. So let's say this is how you modify it. Okay. Put this here. Now take a look at this. Sunrise means you get a frappe. Okay, guys. Now take a look at this. We don't have continental. We do have Nescafe, Brew, and Sunrise, but we don't have continental. So what do? Waiter 2 continental is waiter 2. So notice what's happening is for continental it added latte. In other words, if the key is not there, it is adding the key and the value. If the key is there, it is modifying it. Everybody catching that, guys? Now it has added continental and latte because it is not there. As simple as that. If you want, you can modify it, you can add it, you can also delete it. Let's see if I have a delete. So again, notice espresso. Espresso is a latte. So what is this time? This time what is special here is, notice latte. We already have latte and continental. Now we are trying to put a new cup which is espresso and we are trying to put latte. What will happen? Yeah? It's happening? No problem. It puts it. Okay, what is the catch here? You cannot have the keys duplicated. Dictionary is something where the keys are not duplicated. You cannot have continental and continental. But you can have latte and latte. The keys cannot be duplicates, but the values can be duplicates. That's a big one. Everybody with me. Quick yes, please. Okay, guys. So, let's see. Okay, now back to espresso. What are we doing? Now, what we are trying to do is, we are trying to put espresso in mocha. So what will happen? We'll modify espresso latte into espresso mocha. What is espresso has been modified? If the key is there, it is modifying. If the value, if the key is not there, it is adding it, is what we have observed, guys. So again, espresso 2. So again, for the sake of discipline, we're trying to put the same value in espresso 2. Shift enter. There is espresso which has mocha. Espresso 2 also has mocha. Espresso 2 is different from espresso. So now take a look at this, guys. A few convenient methods or maybe functions at this time. We'll call, say keys, it will give you all the keys. If you say values, come here, give you all the values. So those are some convenient functions or methods. To be more precise, we'll try to understand what are methods in the coming up days. Okay, guys, everybody with me? Quick yes, please. Values can be duplicated. That is true. Keys cannot be duplicated. That's a good way to say it, guys. Is there any? It looks like it is sorting, isn't it, guys? Sometimes it looks like. Let's go back here. Does it look like it's sorting? So no. It's not sorting, guys. I can't exactly be sure about that. So for a moment I thought it was sorting, but notice it's in a random order. I think it kind of takes the hash ID behind the scenes. Again, that's a little bit of computer science. I won't go into those aspects right now, guys. And let's say, does it have any index base? Short answer, I don't think it is. Set is something, set is a tray, guys, which does not allow duplicate items, guys. So let's say, go back here. So where is the set? Here's the set. In this tray, you have Nescafe 2 times. What are we doing? We're converting this tray into a set, and you look at the output of that, you will see only Nescafe once. It will remove one of the Nescafe. What is it? It is removing the duplicate things. Dictionaries are unordered. Okay, there you go. We can also sort it if you like to, guys. It's not that we cannot sort. We can sort it. Is the short answer. Okay, let's see what else we have. Keys and values. Now, back to list. Let's see. Take a look at this. Again, we have looked at this. Here is a list. What do we do? Well, it follows a zero-based index. That is nothing but, again, a little bit of slicing and dicing in terms of lists. There is a first item. Zero-based index. If you say 2, that will give you the third item. Should be pretty straightforward to understand by now. But let's say we give a -1. Remember, minus means it starts from negative. It starts from reverse. It comes from here. And when it is coming from reverse, it follows a 1-based index, not a 0-based index. That is something I need you guys to remember. Backward indexing. There you go. Backward indexing is 1-based index. I will share, Andrew. We are working on it. Sorry about that. Just give me 1 day or 2 days. By this Friday, we do intend to share them. Okay. Okay, there are a lot of possibilities, guys. We'll not try all those possibilities, but some important ones. So again, when you say -2, you're asking me from backward, give me the second. So if you take a look at number list from backward, what is that? That is the second one. Minus means you're coming from back to front. That's what it is, guys. So let's take a long list. Take a look at this one more time. We have looked at a little bit of slicing and dicing in NumPys yesterday. A similar thing. Long list. What you're saying? 5 colon. And remember, When you follow this index, the left-hand side index is inclusive, the right-hand side index is exclusive. What is 5 here? 5 is 6 for Python. So it is starting. So what is happening? That's where it's starting. You do not have anything on the right-hand side. It's like a star. So start from here and give everything until the end. That's what is going on. Okay. So again, the mantra is left-hand side index is inclusive, right-hand side index is exclusive if it is there. But since nothing is there, it is going to land. Let's see, take another one, the reverse. So I copy this one, :5. So what happens now? You're asking it, give me the first, so the left-hand side index is nothing is there. So it starts from the beginning, but the right-hand side index is exclusive. 5 is 6, so it's picking up the first 5 of them. Okay guys, so in other words, inclusive, exclusive, back to that mantra. Everybody with me guys? Quick yes please. Okay, let's see what else we have. Now 2 to 9. So again, 2 to 9, it's like 3 to 10. But inclusive, exclusive. Let's see what happens here. It is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 2 is 3, 9 is 10. So it's going from inclusive 3 up to here, and it's not touching the 10th one because that is exclusive. Okay, let's see :3. Now take a look at this guys. Come here. Here is long list, long underscore list. Now run this one. So now what is happening is, let's say, come here, put this here, put this here, and what is it doing? It's kind of saying, give me every multiple of 3, every third one. So it picks up this one, picks up this one, 1, 2, 3. 2, 3 it leaves, picks up 1, 2, 3 you leave it, pick up 1, 2, 3 you leave it, and pick up 1. That's how it is picking up and putting them into a tray. So if you see a double colon, that's like, every third one. Give me every third one is what you can think of. And let's see, now take a look at this guys, slightly deep. 3 : -2 with only a single colon. Let's see what that does. 3 : -2. So what is happening is, go to long list. Let's say, come here, put this here. Okay, 3 means, say scroll, 3, choose this one. 3 means 4. So what is 4? 4 is here. Starting from here, this is inclusive, :-2. -2 means from backward up to the second. But what is it? This is going to be exclusive because the right-hand side index is exclusive. So what's happening? It is extracting the inclusive of that one up to here. That is what is happening. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In other words, this is something we need to practice 2 or 3 times, 3 or 4 times, maybe 1 or 2 days, 2 or 3 days, and just be familiar, guys. That this is how it is working. If you ideally want to write this kind of programs in Javas and .NETs, again, the mantra is, you'll write a bunch of lines of code. What you're writing in one line, one word, it ends up being a bunch of lines of code in the world of Java and .NET. I'm sure at least some of you are into Javas and .NETs, and you can kind of relate it to that, guys. Okay. Now again, there are a lot of permutations and combinations, guys. You can also try it at home, but those are some quick things. Let's say, come back here. Now take a look at this, guys. Back to your tray, a list object which has Nescafe, Brew, and Sunrise. Let's see what's happening here. 3 coffee cups. Here's a tray. Imagine you want 1 cup at one time. What can you do? You can use a for loop. Okay, take a look at this. The coffee in tray, notice it gives you an error. What should you do? You should do something like a pass. What is pass? What it is doing is, let's say, come here, put this here. Here we go. Let's see if we can visualize this. Choose this one. So here's a tray. You have 3 cups, Nescafe, Brew, and Sunrise. The way visualize the for loop works is, you go to this tray, you pick up the first cup. And what are you doing? Your pass means do nothing, which means do nothing, put it back. Then pick up the brew. What do you do? Pick up, put it back. Or in other words, do nothing. Pick up Sunrise. What do you do? Do nothing. That is what is pass. In other words, pass means do nothing. I need you to manually remember it. It is more of a more of a syntactical thing to make it complete, that they have given pass. And there are some advanced uses of it, but for now, pass is do nothing. Everybody with me, guys. Quick yes, please. Pass is not a variable. Pass is a reserved keyword. Good question. Cool. Okay, so let's dig a little bit deep. Now take a look at this, guys. Back to the tray with 3 coffee cups. What we are saying is print. Pick up each coffee and print it. What is for loop doing? The for loop is working like that. Let's say, come back here. This here. It's printing. This time, you are picking up Nescafe. Let's say you're printing Nescafe. Then you pick up brew. You print it. Then you pick up sunrise. You print it. Print is printing in a new line. Put that in one line, this in the second line, this in the third line. That's what print is doing. Okay, and it's actually the concept of iterators and things like that, but I'll reserve that for a later time. But visualize that's how the for loop is working. It goes to the tray, picks one after one. It has a method called next inside. That's a little bit of the depth of it, but at a high level, that's what. Now take a look at this, guys. Reversed of tray. So what is reversed here? Reversed is a function. You're reversing the tray, as simple as that. Then you print the coffee. Come here. So for now, there you go. You should print sunrise brew and Nescafe. What is reversed? Reversed is reversed. Everybody with me? Quick yes, please. What is the use of pass? Again, pass is more of a syntactical thing. When you write some advanced, when you want to write some functions, loops and things like that, your implementation is not ready. You can just say pass. That is too early for us to discuss. No, it is not like continue, guys. Continue goes back to the beginning of the loop. Kirti. Passes, you're doing nothing. You're not skipping, you're not going back, you're not going front, or you're just doing nothing. As simple as that. Cool. Maybe slightly confusing. Okay, a little bit of for loop, guys. I will come back to for loops. I just want to throw a little bit of that. Let me also, let's see, here is matplotlib. But what I want to do is I want to save the matplots for another day. I have another day. Let's come back to list. Take a look at list. Nescafe, brew, sunrise, cappuccino. And what are we doing? So let's go ahead and print it. Print it. 4 coffee cups in a tray. What do you do? Reverse is more precisely a method, but for now I'll call that as a function. Reverse is reversing. This is another way to reverse a tray. Okay. Originally we had it from Nescafe to cappuccino. Now it became cappuccino to Nescafe. As the word says, it is pretty self-explanatory. Now take a look at this, guys. What we are doing is, we are saying reversed of names. Okay, notice here, reverse is a method. What is a method? We have not talked about classes and objects. We'll talk about that later. But this is a function. There is some subtle difference between those two. So what is it? It is the same as that one. This also will give you from cappuccino. So what we have done is, we have already reversed here. Okay, I see what is happening, guys. Okay, so let's see. Me come here. Reversed. Let's say get rid of this one. Come here. This here. This here. This here. Bring this into one screen. See if we can scroll a little bit. Put this here. So here's what is happening. Okay. Originally, we had this tray, Nescafe, brew, sunrise, cappuccino. That's the order we had. We said reverse here. What happened? Well, now, when you reverse it, visualize what's happening is cappuccino is going here and sunrise is coming here. Brew is going here. Okay, Nescafe is going here, and we'll put the sunrise here and cappuccino here. What is this? The name of this tray is, we'll give a small n. This is Nescafe. Oh, I'm sorry, this is the name of the tray. Nescafe is the first cup, so it is reversed. What is this? The same tray has been reversed. Ideally, what will happen? A new tray will get created, and cappuccino will come here, sunrise will come here, brew will go here, and Nescafe will go here. This will be like a new object. But what is happening is when you say reverse, what this reverse is doing is it is making the change in the same tray, not in a different tray. That's what I'm trying to convey. Okay, now since it is going from cappuccino to Nescafe, now notice guys, we are one more time saying reversed of names. Okay, we are saying reversed of names. Now what is happening is, notice we are saying it is names underscore reversed, which means now visualize, let's say take this one, visualize, a new tray is getting created. For the sake of simplicity, I'll create a new tray here so that you can see it. And what is this one? Now Nescafe is going to be put here. Brew is going to be put here. Okay, then sunrise is going to be put here, which is like the original tray, and cappuccino is going to be put here. So what is this one? This is names underscore reversed. So if you go back to names, they will still be cappuccino to Nescafe. Okay, let's verify that. Come here, scroll down here. If you go back to names, they should go from cappuccino. Oh, sorry. Names. Cappuccino to Nescafe. And what is this? This is names underscore reversed. Has got the original one. Okay? So, in other words, what we are trying to, when you call reverse, it is modifying the same tray. But whereas when you do the reversed and when you do this one, we are creating a copy of the tray and then reversing it. A little bit of programming thinking, guys. That is called programmatic thinking. Everybody with me? Okay. Say come back here. Okay, so now take a look at this, guys. Another way to do the same thing. Names reversed 1. This time we are saying reverse double colon of -1. What will that do? Let's see. Come here. This here. Names reverse double colon. So double colon means multiple of 1, but do it from backside. So what's happening from Nescafe to cappuccino? The backside is reverse. It has become cappuccino to Nescafe. This is another way of reversing it, if you want. This is like in a slicing and dicing index. Here you're using a method and a function. Everything is reversing it. Okay, but if you want, you can also use this kind of a function which is slicing and dicing. Once you get used to this kind of slicing and dicing, you will not leave this. If you're dealing with stocks, data, and things like that, this kind of slicing and dicing is extremely powerful, guys. Extremely flexible. That flexibility gives you a lot of power in real world. That's what is the magic of Python. That's why once you get used to Python, people don't leave Python. That's generally what happens, guys. So let's say take a look at this one more time. A list object with I think roughly about 5 objects, calling them as integers. Let's see what we are doing here. Now take a look at this, guys. 18 integers. We are talking to it like we're talking to this tray or list, like we're asking it, hey, is 8 in this tray? It says yes, it is there. So what is this? This is like simple plain English. This is what we mean by plain English. So now go back to tray. Let's see what we have in tray. Nescafe, brew, and sunrise. What do? You ask it, hey, is Nescafe in tray? Nescafe in tray. It says true. What is in? Notice it's in green color, slightly bold, which means it's a reserved keyword. In is a reserved keyword. It's acting like a control F. It's acting like a search indirectly. But you're talking to it like a English-like syntax. That is what we mean by Python is English-like syntax. You can also say Nescafe not in tray. So that is not in tray. It says false. It is there. We do have Nescafe there. You cannot say it is not in. What is that? That is like English-like syntax. Everybody with me? Quick yes, please. How to reverse Nescafe. Okay, let's say we'll give it a try. I'm not sure, but I'm going to just give it a try. How about this one, Nescafe? It's a string. I don't know. How about this one? Reversed. Let's see if that works. Okay. It's giving a pointer. Let's say reversed of Nescafe. No. I think I need to use an iterator. Say for character ch in reversed, and let's say colon. Let's say print ch. Here you go. It was reversed. It is first printing e, fa, and things like that. So in other words, I think there is a reverse function, reverse or things like that. Let me quickly short Here is, let's say, Nescafe. Do a dot, do a tab. Let's check for reverse. We have a replace. We don't have reverse. But I know there's a quick and a... how about this one, guys? Here is Nescafe. How about this? See? Double colon. How about that one? Let's see. Short and sweet. If accent. Somebody was asking it. Okay. Reversed of Nescafe. Print reversed of Nescafe. That is also seems to be. Print list of reverse. Okay. Good one there. Good, guys. Huh? Okay. Anyway, I just giving you a touch. Will not worry about that. But let's take another slightly advanced one, guys. Okay. Slightly advanced topic, which is called unpacking. Back to our tray. This time we have gifts also in our tray. So there's a list object. We have a couple of gifts. Gift 1, gift 5 at the front in the beginning, and then we have our regular coffees, Nescafe, Brew, and Sunrise. Now let's see what we are doing here. So say A star B equals to tray. A star B equals to tray is what we are doing. This is called unpacking. So what is A? A becomes gift 1, B becomes gift 5, and what did we do? In the middle, we have said star underscore. So let's see what is underscore. Has become the 3 coffee cups. In other words, let's say, let me see if I can move this here. Oops. Oh, there you go. And let's come here. Say, and let's say we'll put B here. Then we'll put, let's go here. See if I can fit everything in our screen, or let me reduce this one a little bit. Scroll up. Give it one moment. Okay. And now let's try to visualize this for a moment, guys. Let's say come here, put this here. So here's what is happening. What's happening? Originally we have a tray. Visualize 5 cups in the tray, 5 objects there. So now when we say A star B, this is becoming A. It's like you're going to the gift box, you're opening the gift box. What are you doing? You're doing unpacking. You're unpacking a tray or a gift box. The first one is becoming A. B is becoming gift 5. Whatever is in the middle. What is this? These 3 cups are in the middle, which is a tray. That is becoming the underscore. Star underscore means whatever is inside. Inside the middle, in the middle you can have 3 cups or you can have 10 cups. What are you doing? You are explicitly, you want the first one and the last one. Okay, this is called unpacking. Again, what you see, a single line here may end up being lots of lines in a other programming language, guys. Everybody with me? Quick yes, please. This is called advanced unpacking, to be more precise. Star underscore means we are telling it whatever is in the middle, whether it is 1, 2, 3 or maybe 10 of them. All of them treat them as one. But I'm interested in the first and the last one. This is the syntax. A quick way to get it, guys. Let's say, take another one. Star remaining. Instead of underscore, let's see, we'll say A star remaining. So we're just trying to understand, can we use a variable name? Let's run it. Visit. Scroll down here. Okay. And now one more time we'll say A should have gift 1, B should have gift 5. Let's say remaining. Let's see if it acts like a variable. There it is. You can use so underscore is acting like a default variable. That is again a syntactical, these are all called syntactical sugars, guys. Okay. It's a programming terminology. It's called syntactical sugar. But more precisely, underscore is like, you're not interested in it. So if you're interested, you give a variable name called remaining. Okay, yes, slightly deep there, but a quick yes, please. Even can we perform? Yeah, unpacking can be done on other kinds of data structures. I know I saw a quick question there also. So let's see what, now take a look at this, guys. This is like saying you're interested in the last 2 elements. The first elements can be anything. Star C, D, E. So let's say what happens here. So now D, E should become gift 5, D should become sunrise, and C should become the first 3 cups. So if you're interested, you can give a variable name. If you're not interested, you can just leave it as an underscore. And Python is accepting. What is it? This is like acting like a gift box. You're unpacking the gifts into, you're giving it to this guy, 1, 2, and the remaining you're just donating. Star C or star underscore. Think of it like that. Cool, guys? Again, that is a touch of advanced unpacking, guys. Okay, looks like we're making some good progress here today, but a bunch of things have been covered, guys. So I'm going to stress you a little bit. I'm going to dig a little bit more into syntactical things, guys. Let's see what modules are. So here are modules. Modules are nothing but Python files. The Python file is nothing but where you have the Python code inside it. You generally add the functions, classes, variables. You can run a module, you can reuse a module. Okay, imagine many times there are multiple scientists, multiple developers working on the same kind of code. So everybody need not write the same kind of code. They can write the code in one file and they can reuse that. That is one of the main objectives of module, guys. Okay, so some of the functions, some of the classes may end up being very, very complex. So everybody need not write such complex code. You can put them at one place and reuse them. That is one of the main objectives. Yeah, avoid typing the same code again, guys. Okay, so let's say come back here, take a look at this. It is, let's see, what do we have? We are starting with print. So here is print a, no problem. It'll okay, we had, I think, so more precisely what I'm trying to do is, let's say a equals to 1. Now you say print of a. What is print? Print is a built-in function. It is a built-in function. If you say try to print a like this, it will give you an error. That's a syntactical error. It's saying, hey, parenthesis is missing. That's a pretty straightforward thing, guys. So let's say if you say here is OS, I'm going to run OS. Oh, looks like I already loaded it. Let's say os.list dir. Okay. So in other words, what I'll do for now is I'll open a new notebook here because I have tested something using OS and I wanted to show you another thing. So now what we'll do, we'll say os.list.dir. This is like a new notebook. List.dir is a function. Notice you try to access it and it says, hey, OS is not defined. What is OS? OS is like a module. OS is like a package. Package and module could be used slightly interchangeably. Okay. So what is special here is OS, we need to load the OS. Okay. So what is that? That's where we need to come back here. We need to say import OS. When you say import, you're opening the toolbox. You're opening the package. And now say os.list.dir. Visit, take a look at this. If you scroll down, what list.dir is doing is it's giving you a bunch of names. Scroll down, notice IPYNB. Every time we create a notebook, behind the scenes it's creating a IPYNB. IPython notebook is a full notation. This is like an abbreviation. And these are different names. So list.dir is listing the files in the current directory. Currently, my Jupyter, our Jupyter notebook. What is a notebook, guys? A notebook is a group of cells. What is a cell? A group of text boxes. Each cell is where we can write one big, huge program. I can write a huge program in each cell. So notebook is like a group of programs only. So list.dir is a function in this module or package. What it is doing is, right now, this notebook, Python, the way it works is it's pointing to a specific directory. In that directory, these are all the files and hidden files. If something starts with a dot, that means that's a hidden file and a directory and things like it's giving you a list of these things. So let's dig a little bit deep into it. Take a look at this. Here is dir of OS. Come here, scroll down. It's a dir of OS. It gives you a list of all the files, classes, functions, other modules, other packages, sub-packages, and things like that. So these are some of the functions. If something is starting with a capital, it's generally a class, otherwise a module, a sub-module, or a function. So what is this? This is directory. It sounds like, give me a list of files in your directory, but this is like a help. dir means it gives you a list of files inside. Everybody with me, guys? Quick yes, please. Oh, okay. Let's go down here. Okay, so let's come back here. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Come here. Okay, now take a look at this, guys. OS question mark. What is this? This is another way to get help. OS is a package, so notice it gives you something like this, and it gives you a description. OS routines for NT, POSIX and things like that. So it's OS is like operating system, you can think. This is the location where it is. What is it? It's a pipe. It's a Python code file. It's like a package, it's like a module, is what it is. This is the source code. If you want to really go, generally it is not necessary. But if you're very interested and you want to look at what is source code, you can go to this location. When you install Anaconda, this is where it is getting installed, guys. And notice here, these are all the functions associated. It's giving you a one-line description of each of these functions. Some of them it has given, some of them it has left. So question mark is one way to get the help. Let's say close this one. And next one was __ file. Look at this. This is where the source code. If you really want to look at the source code where that file is located, that's how you can access that one. Python is allowing you to access that also, guys. Okay, take a look at OS _? A detailed help, I think, from what I recall. Detail help, let's give it. Now take a look at this, scroll down here, notice much more detail. What is it doing? It's also kind of showing you some of the source code, part of it if you use a double. But again, that's an overkill, guys. I don't think we want to look at all these things unless you are really specific to that. Everybody with me, guys, quick yes please. Okay. Let's come back here. Let's see what else we have. Okay, another way to get help. Here, I'm showing it for one module, or more precisely one package, but you can use these things for anything. So this is also detailed help. Notice OS routines, and there is a one-line description. Scroll down. Notice it's giving you the other kinds of, it says class. We're yet to talk about the classes. We'll wait for a few days. Scroll down here, and much more detailed description. That's another way to get the help, guys. And help and quit. Okay, so now take a look at this, guys. Just again, I may have explained this earlier, but something to be familiar. Imagine every time you're executing a cell, it shows this 7 and 8, which means it executed this cell and it's complete. But if you just type in help, let's say run it, sorry, it should be the brackets, say run it, notice, scroll up a little bit, there's a star. After 8, it should show 9, but it's showing star, which means it is processing the cell. So what will happen if it is processing that cell, in another cell, if you try to do 1 + 1, it waits. What will happen until we come out of this help? We are right in help mode. Until you come out of this help mode, the next cell is not going to be processed. So what do? Let's type in OS here. OS, and if you scroll up here, there it is. In the help mode, it is now printing out everything about OS, a detailed help. Okay, so what should you do? You scroll down here, bring this down here, all the way down. In here, we'll type in a quit. The moment you quit, notice this is processed. In other words, if you scroll up here, this has become 10, this has become 11. Okay, so it's a small thing. Generally, when you go into help mode, you need to explicitly remember that you need to do a quit. Everybody with me, guys, quick yes please. You don't need to restart the kernel, but you need to quit out of the help mode. That is called help mode. Okay, let's see what else we have, guys. Now take a look at this square root 4. Let's see what happens. Square root 4, square root is square root, it gives you an error. What is it saying? It says I don't know. Square root is not defined, means it's indirectly saying I don't know what is square root. What should we do? We'll say math.square root. Okay. I may have explained this earlier, but just repetition. Now it says it does not know what is math. So what do? You import math. Okay. Math is acting like a module. You should say import math. When you import math, you're opening the toolbox. And now you say math dot, do a tab, notice, moment, oops, one more time, do a tab. Okay, we'll say math dot square root, and let's say give it a 4, there is 2. Okay, so in other words, you need to import. When you import it, you're like opening a toolbox. Imagine you're a carpenter, that's like a screwdriver. Without opening the toolbox, you cannot access the screwdriver. We are trying to access the screwdriver without opening this one. So you open the toolbox and you'll be able to access the screwdriver is what you can think. Now take a look at this one. Since we open the toolbox, if you say square root of 4, it will not work. What is happening? The right syntax is you need to give full. But if you want this kind of a thing to work, what can you do? You can say from math import square root. Now you can say square root of 4. It works directly. You don't have to give math dot and things like that. And if you say dir of math, there's a lot of mathematical functions. Cos, sine, seal, floor. These are all the mathematical functions again used in different kinds of scenarios, guys. Everybody with me? Quick yes, please. Import math instead of. Mess up, huh? Okay. Let's see what else we have, guys. Square root of 4, dir of math, we have done it. And gentlemen, ladies, we are, I think, right now increasing the complexity. We are going into the world of functions, guys. Functions, what we'll do is, it will probably get a little too heavy on you guys. So what we'll do is, we'll get started with functions tomorrow. Okay, let's open up the floor for a few questions and let's see what we have, guys. Go ahead, guys. Any questions? Can I use math instead of CMath? CMath, Jaswant, I don't know, buddy. I think there is something called a CMath. Let me give it a quick try here. Say import CMath. Okay. Say, see what is inside. CMath. These are all the things. So similar. It looks like similar functions are there. Maybe slightly less number of functions. That is for just one. Reversed of A. One time. Each and every time we need to. No. For one notebook. That's a good question, guys. If you import it once in a notebook, in the below cells, you don't need to import it. But if you open a different notebook again, you need to import it one time. It's a one-time import, guys. Math and from math import square root. When you say import math, Santosh, what is happening is you're opening the toolbox. Okay? You're opening the toolbox and then you're taking the screwdriver and you're putting back the screwdriver. Okay? So, let's say, come here. Discard it. Here is a toolbox. And what do you have? Let's say choose this one. Here's a screwdriver. When you say import math, visualize, let's say the toolbox is closed. When you open it, let's say you take this one, you're opening it, take the screwdriver, you use it. Okay, once you use it, what is happening is Python is putting it back. It's putting it back. It leaves the thing open. The toolbox is open because you said import. Okay, now if you want the screwdriver, you have to go to the toolbox, which is math, and say screwdriver, and then choose this one, and then you'll be able to access it. Okay, when you say from math import square root, okay, what is happening is visualize as if you're taking this one, putting it on a table. You're putting it on a table. So now if you use this screwdriver, what will happen is after you use it, it is going here. So you don't need to go to the toolbox, you're just going here. From math import square root means that is what is happening in a slightly just one. Module package and library are same. Package will contain a group of modules, they will contain a group of classes, a group of functions and things like that. A slightly package and module can be used interchangeably. Package is generally used for installation purposes. You can write your own package, and let's say you're specializing in some specific thing. You can create a module, but if you want it to be, if you want others to be able to install it, then you could create it in the form of a package. Free, yeah. The Naresh IT has free Python course available, guys. Please get in touch with the Naresh folks here. Mansa can help you. Mansa or Murli can help you in connecting to them. For those of you, you can create your own modules. That is true. Generally, all the commonly used functions are created in separate files. They are called the modules. You can also create the exe files. That is true. From a Python, you can take the Python notebook, you can convert it to a Python file, or you can also convert it to an exe file. But those are more of a deployment things, guys. We'll focus less on that kind of things, and we'll try to get to a little bit of machine learning and deep learning topics. That is what these sessions are focused around, guys. Function and module generally has a group of functions inside. A group of functions are put together as a module, and this module is a file which is generally used by other people. Okay, so that it will save the time of others and things like that. Jupyter is not working in 32-bit. I'm surprised. Who's that? Kandula. What's your name? Surya. Sorry about that, buddy. Okay. I will see if I can get back to you on that. Front end, no. This is not about the front end course, guys. This is more of the machine learning, the AI part of this one. So we are not going to be focusing on front end. Data engineering and data science. Data engineering is a part of data science, guys. In data science, a data scientist is a guy who's going to do a lot of pre-processing, and those are the topics which we are yet to be talked about. So think of data engineering is like the bowling part of it. The machine learning and the deep learning is the batting part of it. In a slightly simple way. What is the significance of tuples? You will see we will be using lists, tuples, dictionaries, all these things interchangeably. When I write a big program, let's say I'm going to solve. Let's say imagine there's a cricket match tomorrow. And what we want to do is we want to predict what Sachin or Dhoni or maybe Virat is going to score. What I will do is I will make use of these things, make use of these data structures. And I will throw at you. I will say here is a list, here is a dictionary, here is a tuple. And at that time I want you to be comfortable. That is why we are trying to understand what is a list versus tuple. Okay, guys? Remember, dictionary cannot contain duplicate keys. It can contain duplicate values, guys. Okay? Can we create a tuple with a single value? Yes, that's what we did. We just said Nescafe, comma, that's a tuple with a single value. Interpreters are only available in Python. They're also available in other things, Srikanth. You have a Java interpreter, you have I think .NET also. It's not that they're only available in Python. One key can contain more than value. It is true. One key, you can create a key called coffees, and your value can be a list object in which you can have multiple objects. So one key has multiple objects like that. Can you change it? Okay, tough question. I'll have to play around with that one just once. You play around and you let us know. The freshers, what role should they play? Freshers, what role they should play? You should be familiar with these data structures. Whatever you're learning here, I want you to go home and I want you to practice 2 or 3 times. We're still in the beginning, guys. But what we are going to be seeing in the coming of days, practice them 2 or 3 times and be there. Have a touch of machine learning, have a touch of deep learning, and put them onto your resumes, and let the people know, let the businesses know. They'll be happy to see that, because these things are very, very expensive things. You'll pay a lot of money generally in real world to learn this kind of things, guys. Forecasting, prediction techniques, these are very, very valuable skills that you will be seeing here. Yes, I'm working on providing the notes in the coming up days. As I said, by the end of this week, I will start sharing, guys. Sorry about that. Module is used. How module is used by all people? Just one thing, a module is a file where you have a lot of functions. So if you have 5 data scientists, what they can do is they can write all the common functions in that module, in that file, and they can start reusing that file. So that everybody does not have to write the same functions and same modules again. Forecasting. Yeah, forecasting is predicting. Predicting is forecasting, more from a time series standpoint. Oh, sorry about that. Every time to import. You import it only once. You don't import every time, guys. Sorry. There you go. Okay. Fresher, like this is first class to me. How to catch? Oh, Vijayalakshmi, you need to go back and go back to our YouTube. I think Manasa and the team is they're going to be putting these things on the in the YouTube. So go back to the beginning. Just start from the beginning. Watch 1 or 2 times, get a feel of it, and that's how you can start Vijayalakshmi. I think in the next week I'll be starting like a machine learning case study. Project is a big word. Okay, and then you'll get a feel of you'll try to understand how the machine learnings and all the projects will look like and so on. For the course, please contact the AP Skills team. There is also the Naresh IT guys. You can also contact them, guys. Library? No. A library is a group of classes. A group of classes, group of functions. Who's that? Param Kusum Kumar. Okay. Ramnath, what is your question, buddy? These things are going very fast, so please type in your question again, Ramnath. You can change a tuple to a list, that is true. That's what we did. Can we write SQL? Yes, you can also write SQL queries. The slicing and dicing we are yet to cover. And thank you, Jaswant. I appreciate that, buddy. We're yet to cover data frames. Again, we'll be revisiting slicing and dicing. All those kind of things are generally done in SQL ways. What you'll write in 1 line, 2 line, 5 lines in SQL, or 20 or 30 lines in Javas and .NETs, you are doing with 1 word in Python. That is the magic and the power and the simplicity and the flexibility of Python, guys. Data cleaning, yes, I'll give you a touch of that, Pawan. Santosh, thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. Okay, gentlemen, ladies, for today, I will be stopping it here. And there it is, guys. Oh, okay, feedback form. Please try to make use of the feedback. Again, I think there is again my email just for your reference. So please try to give me some time in responding, guys. Thank you again to all of you. For today, allow me to sign off here, guys. Mansa will be there for any non-technical questions. And we'll continue tomorrow, guys. Thank you again for those positive things. Stay tuned. And you guys stay safe, very important. And keep learning, guys. Signing off for today. And we'll continue.
Yes, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. And I request to all the audience. Today, attendance link is nothing but feedback form is placed in the chat boxes. So I request to all the candidates. Please update the attendance. So based on the attendance, we are expecting minimum 80% attendance for the candidate. And end of the session, we will conduct a small test. So who is clear these all these things? Those candidates only get the certificate of APSSDC and Naresh Technology Joint Certification. And some of the members are requesting the videos. All those videos are available on APSSDC YouTube channel. We already shared in the everyday we are shared in our Telegram groups also. So please follow those. Just watch those. Follow the Telegram group regularly, or you get the information. Yeah. Already all those videos are available on YouTube channel. Okay. So just follow the APSSDC YouTube channel. So you already all the sessions videos, live recorded videos is available. I think Prashad Garu sir is already left. Please ask at tomorrow session. Difference between the classes and modules. I observed that some of the members are continuously asking the feedback form. We are already told that clearly. After 8:45 only, we will post the feedback form. I request to all the audience, don't disturb the again and again. No, we are not providing any placement assistance. This is only improving the technical students of the candidates only. I'm already in the previous session also, we're already clearly mentioned. So APSDC is conducting different training programs and placement drives regularly. Okay. So just follow our APSSDC Facebook and APSSDC.in. So today you are observed that today we are launched the industry customer training. So this is one more program. So APSDC in collaboration with ITAP. So three companies is there: Loma IT Solutions, Curex. Sorry, Assurex actually is missing here. Entrance of technologies. This is totally 45 days. So this is the industry customer training. Initially, once you are registered, so APSDC team conducting a small assessment test. Who is cleared assessment? Then APSDC Nandi Foundation team and as well as ITAP jointly conducting the 45 days training in the Andhra Loyola. But the candidate first need to complete the assessment. So assessment is mandatory. So once they have cleared the examination, you will fulfill all the requirements of the industry. Maybe these three companies, any one of the company may be recruited. So many is there. So just follow the APSDC YouTube channel, and one more thing, just follow the APSDC Facebook every day. So because today also we are for EC and Triple E guys, so many notifications is released. So just follow the APSSDC social media. So nearly 1 lakh people, nearly 1 lakh 20,000 people are following every day. So this is the one of the job role like IDA Automation Private Limited in Vishakhapatnam. So just follow YouTube. These are the all these things I'm already covered regarding the XML associate. So 50 vacancies there. Once you have complete the training of 45 days, so maybe any one of the company out of three, maybe you fulfill all the requirements. Any one of the company will be recruited. This is the one of the recruitment. So this is the AutoCAD junior AutoCAD engineer. So many is there every day. APSDC team is released many flyers, conducting the many campus placement drive. So this is the Pantax Solutions conducting the Raspberry Pi training. This is a part of IoT. Just follow the APSDC Facebook as well as Instagram social media. I definitely get the many. Exam will be conducted on 3rd, 4th, 5th of this month. Yeah, tomorrow class is there. Actually, this is the our motto is most of the we are mainly preferred for the AP candidates compared to the non-AP. Okay, guys, thank you. Have a nice day. Yeah, MCA people also APSDC conducting different drives. Just follow the APSDC Facebook and Instagram. Definitely get the live updates. Okay. I hope recently the TCS, NQT, and Infosys and Wipro, Tech Mahindra people are already conducting some drives. Yeah, tomorrow class is there. MSc chemistry, MSc BCom, so many placement drives is there. Like Form C people, we collaborate with Form C also. Like we are conducting different types. Like Dr. Reddy's, Divi's laboratory, so many is there. Just follow the APSDC social media. Yeah, end of the assessment, end of the examination, end of the training, we will conduct the training on conduct the assessment test. Yeah, this training is totally 4 weeks. Only one exam, no different exams, only one exam. Minimum 80% attendance is required, not necessary 100. Okay, 80% is sufficient. Yeah, for Python training, go for Naresh IT website. So maybe here available all those things. Okay. Wipro training is already started. Okay, just check your mails, check your registered mail IDs. Okay, we're already sent every day. We will share the registration link. Just you follow your check your mail ID. Yeah, Veera Venkat Sachinarayana. We're already once you're if you registered, you definitely received mail from APSSDC team. మీకు ఆల్రెడీ మెయిల్ చేయడం జరిగింది, ఒకసారి చెక్ చేసుకోండి మీ మెయిల్ ని. ఎవ్రీ డే లాస్ట్ ఫస్ట్ డే నుంచి నిన్నటి నుంచి స్టార్ట్ అయింది ప్రోగ్రామ్, ఈరోజు సెకండ్ డే. ఓకే, దట్ ఈస్ ఓన్లీ ఫర్ 2021 పాస్ డౌట్స్. మీరు రిజిస్టర్ అయితే మీకు మెయిల్ వస్తుంది, లేకపోతే రాదు. Sorry, I don't know about the IBM training program. Just contact the APSDC toll free. Okay. I'm already explained APSDC toll free number 1800. End of the training only we will conduct the exam. Okay. End of the training program and maybe 17th or 18th. Okay. So this is the APSDC toll free number. So మీకు ఏమైనా ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ కావాలన్నా కూడా దీన్ని కాంటాక్ట్ అవ్వండి. Okay. Thank you guys. Mohan gar is not a issue because today is the 7th class. Definitely మీరు upload చేయండి. You get definitely. Okay, you will get the certificate.